sing a happy song together, and we'll all be a happy family.
Hi, welcome back to the channel, and returning to this, which is the Sony ICF 7600D. Now I know it's ages since I did the triage on this one, probably about 3 weeks or something. Something called Christmas got in the way. Anyhow, this one is as is so common with these, unfortunately, battery damage. So let's see how we get on. And I have some vinegar there, and I've got some isopropyl, and a little brush. So let's see if I can get it apart first of all, and then see if I can get some vinegar onto those contacts and see what other damage might have happened inside. This radio is still working, so hopefully it will still be after I've messed about with it. Okay, let's stick that up there, and hopefully that's all going to be in shot. And I don't actually have the monitor on, so I don't know for sure if I'll get some of this out of shot, but we'll see how we get on. That did not sound good. That sounded like the plastic might have cracked, but I don't know. Let's see anyway. It's turning. Let's be gentle with it. But yes, I did not like that sound. Yeah, it's coming out, so maybe we'll be all right. Quite a long screw. I'll place them in this roughly in the order they come out, and knowing me, I'll have moved them and scattered them on the floor by the time I finished. But the idea being that if they didn't move, I'd know where to put them back. And I've cheated a bit because I looked at Radio Cruncher taking one of these apart just now on a video. So hopefully, and it is a bit of a struggle. I think it's a clip this end, or one end anyway, that's very difficult to get the back off. Or it was on his, so it probably will be on mine. And there's these two screws in the battery compartment. Right, put them carefully up there in order. Now, this end is already loose. I may need to get some spudger tools. We'll just see if the old fingernail works. Let's see what else I've got. Some of these plastic, what I always think of as guitar picks. See if one of those will do. Slide that in there. Yes, I'm having the same trouble. And I didn't want to scratch the plastic. There we are, it's got it. So we are actually in there. You can see the terminals more clearly now. Most of the damage does seem to be in the computer battery side. Yes, computer and clock battery, that side. So that's where most of the damage is. It looks like there's a piece of an old battery actually welded onto that. But this side does not look too bad. Now, if let's just note where that goes. What I will do, I think, is I'll just snip that off rather than get the soldering equipment out, and leave a tiny bit of blue wire there so I know where it went. Then I can move that out of the way. Right, so the next thing, there's a screw here which will remove the front panel. Probably a good idea to take that off as well. And despite that nasty crunching noise, it still looks all right in that corner, but we'll find out. I don't much like the look of this piece here. Around here looks a bit strange, and on here, but I don't know whether it almost looks like glue. Whether a component has leaked there or what that is, I don't know. Anyhow, that's undone that screw. I think the front also then comes off. Just so I can look at the other side and see if there's any corrosion damage. Being very careful with this, because it's not my radio. It's interesting that you watch somebody else take one apart and this just came off. On this one it it's staying there. Ah, there we go. Ah, little buttons falling out. Oh yes, I think that's just to stand by there. That's it. Oh, the speaker has completely disintegrated by the looks of it. It looks like it was foam, and it's just completely gone, which is very unfortunate. I have to see if I can re-stick that somehow. Yes, half of it's remained on this side. So that'll be interesting to try and build that up again if I can't find another speaker. That's really stuck to there. Right. So that's another unexpected issue to sort out. It's actually rotted. Yes, there is a broken bit there. I was afraid of that. The same thing has happened to radio crunchers one by the looks of it, which is that this piece here has broken away from there. So that's going to be another issue to look at. Oh, it's getting worse. But there's lots of dust in here. All that I need to clean out. But first of all, I'm going to continue with checking on the corrosion damage, which is the most important part of this. Right, without more ado, let's see if I can get some vinegar onto those bits. I think just the smallest amount with a brush, and see if that's going to help. I don't want to get too much of this into the radio either, so but it's certainly fizzing away there. And this one, this end. Leave that to settle for a little while. And the idea being that the acid will neutralise the alkali of the batteries. Now, I don't know how to go about getting this speaker out. So we're going to have to try and do something about that. Maybe that'll be the subject of the next video then. Let's just concentrate on these batteries for now. And let's give it a squirt of the old isopropyl. Which again will evaporate completely. Strangely enough, the contacts themselves haven't really corroded away. It perhaps looked a lot worse than it was. But finding the speaker coming out like it did was a bit of a surprise. Why that happened, I don't know. It just seemed to have corroded away or rotted away with something. Then there's this, of course. I'm not sure what that is. Comes off, it's just on the surface there, so I'll give that a bit of isopropyl and clean that off. really don't know if I could rebuild this in any way. Stick this together with glue. Any experts on loudspeakers and cones, give me comments below. I've not had that happen before, to be honest. I mean, I've come across speakers in bad condition, but yes, we've also got the terminal here to look at, because I have a feeling that that maybe should have stayed with that. Oh no, that just links the two batteries together, I think. I'll sort that out later. But we definitely got to get some more vinegar in here, haven't we? Right. There might be some editing of this, because a lot of it's just me mumbling to myself. Right, let's just give this a treatment. I can be a bit more lavish here because the circuit board is away from this. Try and save as much as we can of that, because the terminal's not as bad as I thought they might be. Just put a bit of this on here. Let that fizzle for a few minutes. Okey-doke. But this is so common with these that, especially the computer batteries, I think, which should be in there all the time. The radio gets put by for a while, and of course the batteries just disintegrate and get forgotten. And in time you come to use it again the next time, and get greeted by completely corroded batteries and the consequent damage. So I'll give these a bit of clean up as well. Try and make sure there's no contaminants on any of that. There's a foam pad there. Now, probably the best thing to do would be to scrape that off and put a new piece on. The same with that one. Which won't be very exciting, so I don't need to film that, I don't think. Yeah, we'll scrape those off and clean them. So, that's the initial part of that. We can give all this a clean up. Something might have happened there. For those capacitors have gone bad. That's what it looks like. So we'll take a closer look at that. Yeah, so it looks like these capacitors here have leaked, unless that's just glue. bit difficult to see what's happened there. Maybe that's just glue. And there's the, the remains of the speaker cone. No idea how that happened. Perhaps it got damp at some stage. And there's more of this here. I'll try and clean that off. I'm not quite sure what's happened there either. So that does seem to have cleaned up quite a bit now. So at the moment it doesn't look too bad from the point of view of the circuit board, but I think I will have to get that under the microscope and give it a closer piece of inspection. But at the moment I'm just cleaning things up, trying to make sure there's no contaminants there. Right, so that's the situation. I'm going to stop at that point because there are issues to look at. There's this piece that was broken, as it was on Graham's. I don't know whether that can be stuck in there securely. Possibly. I think it goes in that way. Yes, it does. That's how it goes. In there, like so. If that's on the screen, I hope it is. Yep. So, I need to try and secure that in there as best I can. So there's that. I'm not sure where this little button came from, but I'm sure I can soon suss that one out. As predicted, the screws all got moved from where I put them. I knew that would happen. So that's those things. Say the speaker and the cone was actually virtually rotted. It's sort of, whether it was foam that went bad and took the paper with it as well, I don't know. The battery damage is not as bad as I thought it would be, but there's the unfortunate business of that. Support and the speaker are the main issues at the moment. But I'll carry on cleaning this up and checking over thoroughly, make sure that I've saved those terminals and make sure I get every piece of battery leakage out of it. That's not exciting video stuff, so I won't film all that, but I will carry on with it and then we'll come back to it and maybe look at trying to do something with this loudspeaker. And maybe I'll be lucky and can find one that will just fit, but I could attempt anyway for the sake of the video to see whether this can be used again at all. Any thoughts on what to do with that would be definitely welcome. So that's the start of this one, and it's a lot worse than I thought from other reasons than the battery problem at the moment. But there we go. That is a problem. Okay, we'll leave it at that point, and I'd like to wish everybody a happy new year for 2025, which is coming up on Wednesday. So if you're watching this in the future, you'll know when this video went out. Okay, bye for now. Catch you later.
Sing the happy song together, fill the air with harmony. Sing the happy song together, that's the song to choose. For pushing away the blues, keep the heartstrings throbbing, and the good times coming. It will keep on humming.